In this video, I'm going to be doing an EMOM push-up workout. I'm going to do 20 minutes of 15 push-ups every minute on the minute. That's 300 push-ups. On my breaks, I'll talk about why I like to do calisthenics and why I think push-ups are a great exercise. To keep track of this, I have an app. The app will just count down and let me know when it's time to start the set. Let's get started.
You are starting set 1 of 20. 3, 2, 1.
So with this EMOM workout, I'm trying to get my reps done in 15 or 20 seconds. That way I have a 40-second break. That way I get to recover a little bit. But one of the keys in calisthenics is to rest as little as you can between the sets. It's very different than training with weights, where you want to take a long enough rest period so that you can be recovered, so that you can PR on your next set, or so that you can repeat the same number of reps. Here, because we're
You are starting set 2 of 20.
So here, because we're dealing with a constant resistance, you have to vary other variables. You have to vary the rest intervals, you have to vary your reps per set, or you have to vary your total number of reps for the workout. So there are many different ways you can get very creative here. Just because you're using your body weight only doesn't mean that it gets boring, doesn't mean that you plateau fast. It just takes a little bit out of the box thinking so that you can figure out how to keep making these workouts challenging.
You are starting set 3 of 20.
When I used to go to the gym, when I used to bench, my all-time best paused bench press was 135 kilos for 1 rep with a pause on my chest. At that time, I weighed about 89 kilos, maybe 90 kilos for those guys in America or Canada. I weighed about 198 pounds, maybe 195 pounds, and I was benching over 300 pounds. About maybe 302 pounds. So I was quite a strong...
You are starting set 4 of 20.
I was quite a strong bencher, and even though I can bench this much, I'm still finding push-ups challenging enough. So I'm sure a lot of my audience here, you cannot bench 300 pounds or 135 kilos. And a lot of people think that, oh, push-ups are just a beginner exercise. It's not useful past the beginner stage. This is a very big misconception. Push-ups are very useful, and you don't actually need to find more difficult variations. You can just stick with basic push-ups and use time, use volume, rest intervals.
You are starting set 5 of 20.
You gotta use things like time, rest intervals, total volume to increase the difficulty. My skill level, I'm not even sure if I'm an intermediate at push-ups. There are some people that can do insane feats of strength endurance, and their physiques really reflect their push-up ability. So this idea that push-ups are for beginners, or you need to do one-arm push-ups, you need to do pseudo-plunge push-ups, I don't subscribe to that at all. I think basic push-ups are where it's at.
Starting set 6 of 20.
Basic push-ups are where it's at. And when it comes to variations, I do variations, but I do them for a different reason. I don't do them to make the push-ups more difficult. I do variations to hit my muscles from a different angle. So I might do some wide grip, some narrow grip, there may be some feet up, but I'm not doing them to increase the difficulty. I'm thinking about this in a completely different way. I'm just doing them to hit my muscles from different angles. I'm thinking about push-ups from a bodybuilding perspective, not so much from a strength development
You are
perspective.
starting set 7 of 20.
Oh, if you want to maximize your maximal strength, sure, you might need to do some one-arm push-ups, some pseudo-planche push-ups, maybe some weighted push-ups. But if the goal is to lose body fat, build some muscle mass, in my opinion, those things are unnecessary. Now, I'm not an expert. I've been training in this way for close to a year. I haven't lifted any weights at all since about September or October of 2022. And I think I have a reasonable amount of muscle mass. So the results speak for
You are starting
themselves.
set 8 of 20.
I've been able to maintain all of my muscle mass, gain muscle mass, and lose body fat just because I'm doing lots of reps. Now, I'm not doing sets of 50 or sets of 40. In fact, I don't even know how many max push-ups I can do. I've never tried to max out on push-ups. But I'm doing sets that are within the hypertrophy rep range, so below 30 reps. And to make them difficult, I'm manipulating the rest interval. I'm keeping my rest intervals very low. In this case, it's about 45 seconds, maybe even less.
You are
And
starting set 9 of 20.
by keeping the rest low and by doing a lot of sets, for instance, right now it's going to be 20 sets, I'm bringing a lot of fatigue into my muscles, a really good pump. So all my fascia, all my tissues are getting stretched because it's filling up with blood. The pumps are huge if you just keep doing sets of 15 or 20. If I'm doing these EMOM workouts, I have to do sets of 15. Now, for anybody out there who's been lifting for any amount of time, 15 push-ups is extremely easy. But try doing 20 sets of 15 with 45-second rest. It's a completely different ballgame. You're going to be sore for a week
You are
afterwards.
starting set 10 of 20.
10 sets in, that's 150 push-ups. My chest, my shoulders, triceps, my core, I'm feeling it, it's full of blood. Just doing sets of 15, something that you would think a beginner would do. But I'm not a beginner, I've been training for over 6 years. I'm 36 years old. I started to train consistently at age 30. I did train here and there in my teenage years, in my 20s, but I had other priorities at that time. So officially I started training at 30.
You are starting set 11 of 20.
Oh. Woo. There's one benefit that people don't discuss when it comes to push-ups. Because you're doing a lot of reps, there's a big cardiovascular component. If you're gonna bench, you can get a great workout doing a heavy set of 5, heavy set of 6, heavy set of 8, you know? But that doesn't really require too much cardiovascular strength or health. Whereas with push-ups, right now in 20 minutes, I'm doing 300 push-ups. You betcha that I'm getting a cardiovascular workout.
You are starting set 12 of 20.
The way I see it, I'm pretty busy, you know, I'm 36, I have a job, I have people to take care of. I can't really afford to do cardio, drive to the gym, do some strength training. It just takes so much time. So I'm trying to do my training so that it's all encompassing. I want to do strength, endurance, cardio, all in one. And I haven't found anything better than basic exercises like push-ups, pull-ups, dips. Yes, you can do bodyweight squats too. Riding a bicycle.
You are starting set 13 of 20.
It's getting to me, my shirt is already pretty wet. Gotta have a sip of water. If you're a busy person, very, very hard to beat the time efficiency of bodyweight training. You can do this at home, you can do this anywhere. It's so efficient. And nobody can take this away from you, you know, they can't close your gym or anything like that.
You are starting set 14 of 20.
One of the catalysts for doing this calisthenics stuff is that when gyms closed, I just got completely out of shape. I didn't even think about doing push-ups at that time. I just stopped training completely. And it was very frustrating that somebody outside of myself had control over my training regimen, my programming. I couldn't live like that. So even though gyms reopened, I got back into training. I had to come up with a different solution. I wanted to have complete control.
You are starting set 15 of 20.
For me, complete control of my training. It means that I could train anywhere, I could train anytime. I don't need to pay anybody money to train. I don't need to go to any facilities. So the only way to achieve this is to learn how to use your own body as a form of resistance. Now, there are a plethora of advanced bodyweight skills that can make all of this very complicated, very challenging. You need to get an encyclopedia or a book that teaches you progressions. But you can just use the
You are
basics.
starting set 16 of 20.
You can use the basics to get into very, very good shape. Both conditioning, strength, endurance, hypertrophy, aesthetics, everything. You can achieve anything you want just using your body, maybe a pull-up bar, a yoga mat if you like, but it's not even necessary. You just have to figure it out. It's all in your mind how hard you train. You don't need weights, you don't need resistance to train hard. You just need the ability to push yourself. Like, this is a hard workout for me.
You are starting set 17 of 20.
Three more sets, and I'll have my 300 push-ups in 20 minutes. And who doesn't have 20 minutes to train? Anybody has 20 minutes to train. You just gotta have the motivation to go hard so that this 20 minutes counts for something.
You are starting set 18 of 20.
Uh, 15 reps went from being a warm-up to I'm grinding the last 3 reps. And that's the magic of low rest intervals and high volume. I'm taking a very easy, very basic exercise. Can be done almost by anybody, anywhere, and turning it into an intermediate or maybe even advanced workout. Like, I'm doing 20 sets of 15. I've been doing push-ups for close to a year now. Imagine somebody who's been doing this for 5 years.
You are starting set 19 of 20.
Imagine somebody who's been training push-ups for 5 years. They can probably do 20 sets of 25 with this, like 30 seconds or 40 seconds of rest. That would be 500 push-ups in 20 minutes. That's a good workout for anybody out there. I don't care who you are. If you can do 20 sets of 25 push-ups with good form, you're gonna absolutely light up all your pushing muscles, your core. It's gonna be a really good workout.
You are starting set 20 of 20.
There you have it. Oh, 20-minute workout. I'm completely drenched. 20 sets of 15 push-ups, 300 total. Like I was saying, if you're an advanced or elite bodyweight athlete, you could be doing 20 sets of 30, 20 sets of 40 if you're really, really advanced. Now, if you're a beginner, you're just starting out, you may want to start with 20 sets of 5, maybe 20 sets of 10. When I started this push-up journey,
Workout complete.
When I started this push-up journey, I was really struggling, even with sets of 10. If I was keeping the rest interval low, I would do 10, 10, 10, and I would start to struggle. I would have to extend my rest periods. But over time, I've been able to increase the reps, increase my endurance, increase my muscle size. I think my muscular development is pretty decent for somebody who doesn't touch any weights or go to the gym. All it takes is a little bit of perseverance, a little bit of discipline, and you can get an aesthetic body with good fitness levels. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this workout. Peace.